There we go. Hello, everybody. So it's Friday. I'm Stephen Carlson, and here we are again. That's another Sedona Method support call. I'd like to welcome everybody, and as usual, I'm going to start this call with a group release. The topic I came up with for this week is finding calm in a flood of headlines. So it seems like this is something that affects all of us these days. Some people, of course, are more engaged with news. I am. Other people less so, but it's really quite hard to escape the news these days. So just this last week, think about what all that has happened in your awareness. I don't want to get into specific policies. I don't want to get into specific candidates, politicians, parties, etc. That's not what we're about here. That's not the point. The point is all of this stirs up feelings. So just notice what you think or what you feel about the news. Shortly before the call, I was browsing the news a little bit and I came across a piece about societal collapse. That's what people are talking about these days, the collapse of society. There's actually a meme, a trend, people on TikTok in particular talking about the Roman Empire. They're constantly thinking about the Roman Empire. Think about, feel into your reaction to what I've just said. And just allow it to be here, whatever reaction, just how the body reacts, the sense of alarm, panic, or maybe just the simple aversion. There's so much emotionality in the news, so much of it is negative, so many of us just want to turn it off. So just notice how you react. And since that seems to be happening right now, could you open to it? Could you welcome it? Just as best you can. Whatever's happening, could you invite it even further? And then notice also that there's a resistance to all of this. Notice any kind of hold back, any kind of no, any kind of aversion. But this can also show up in a different way as a wanting to figure it out, hold on, understand, solve, fix. So just notice any aversion, that's the word, resistance, any resistance to what seems to be happening in the news, to the news itself, to the negativity, to the constant drumbeat of disaster. And then check also, notice how personal it feels, because don't you feel threatened personally? Don't you feel oppressed? Just check into that sense of how it's personal about you, how you are affected, how it impacts you. And sit with that for just a moment. Allow it all. I encourage curiosity. This is a good time to just look around. When you're ready, Check also for any kind of shoulds. It should be different. It should be like this or that. Or maybe you should react in this way or that way, or you shouldn't do this or that. Just notice any kind of push and pull from shoulds. And then when you're ready, could you just drop all this? Could you just let it go? Could you? And then, would you let this go? Are you willing? Would you let this go? Would you let this drop? And when? So, let's think again about current events, about how the news appears to be. And I said that intentionally. The news is never the truth. The news is only ever an interpretation of what might be happening. But just notice how heavy it all feels, the weight of it. Just notice that. And just for fun, I'm going to point out to you, we, actually, most of us, live in a world that is more safe and more abundant than ever in human history. Right? We have more luxuries, more comforts. We have more stability, abundance, and peace. Overall, I don't mean in certain parts of the world, obviously there are crises, but overall. But it doesn't feel that way, even though the objective truth is that the world is safer, people are more abundant, more prosperous. Nevertheless, we've never been so threatened, so unhappy. So just notice the news, how it affects you, how you feel about whatever happened this last week. It could be the US news. It could be anywhere in the world, frankly. Everybody seems to be shouting, everything is a crisis. And it's all in your face. And just notice how the body reacts. Any kind of tension, hold back, discomfort, cramping. Just notice the body's reaction to reading the news, browsing social media, the headlines of doom. Whatever it is, wherever you look. And then notice anything that's going through the mind as well. The belief that this is true, the belief that one side is wrong and you are right. All the different reactions in the mind, the thoughts, the beliefs, the stories. And as best you can, could you welcome this? And I'll just add one more thing. I spent a good decade of my life working in the field of journalism, news. I was an editor, I was a reporter. And so, what I'm telling you is, the news has never been crazier, and I've been watching it for 60 years. It really is as bad as it seems to be. It's not just you. I am a former news professional, and I'm telling you, the news is insane. Literally insane. There is an emotionality to the news that was never present before. Well, it was, but in a much more limited fashion. Now the news is all about emotion. And it's all of it toxic. It's anger, fear, hatred, suspicion, paranoia, feeling threatened. These are powerful emotions. So just notice how your body is reacting, especially now in the moment. And just as best you can, could you open to what is present? If you feel like that anyway, then could you open to it? It's here anyway. And just allow the body to feel all that it feels. And notice that all of this is simply sensation in the body. Notice that you've given it meaning, an explanation, a story, the news, etc. But really, the reality is the body and its reactions. So just for now, could you allow yourself to let go of wanting any of this to mean anything? Could you? And would you let that go? Would you let go of wanting all of this to mean something? And when? And so notice the sensations in the body, however intensely they may show up, and just as best you can, could you give all of this permission to be like that? It's like that anyway. Could you give it your blessing even? Whatever's being felt in the body, any tension, discomfort, sensation, energy, however you choose to label it, wherever it exists in the body, could it be not only allowed, not only welcome, but even invited? Would you give it permission, just for now? And then we'll take one more step, if you're willing. Check and see, is that you? Are you these sensations in the body? Can you control them? Can you make them come and go? Well, if you can't control them, how could that be you? And check and see, are these thoughts you? Just notice what thoughts appear in the mind. Can you control that? Can you make it stop? How could that be you? So just for now, could you allow yourself to rest in that awareness, the awareness in which thoughts appear and disappear? And could you settle back and rest as that which experiences sensations in the body? And then check again, is any of this actually you? Or are you simply aware of thoughts? Simply aware of sensations in the body? And simply take a breath or two and allow yourself to be and notice. Is that which is aware affected by any of this? Is that which is aware truly bothered by the news? Check. And if there's anything there which you don't like, anything present which you'd like to change, anything in your awareness which you don't want, just for this moment, just for now, could you give it permission to be like that, just for now? Could you? And would you? When? And once again, check and see. Is that which you are affected truly by the news? Is that which is beyond thought, that which is beyond sensation, threatened? Maybe that's a good place to stop. It feels about right. So, that is my best understanding of the calm in a flood of headlines. Now I'm going to open the floor. This is a support call. You, of course, are invited to say hello, ask a question, ask for any support you need. We can work as a group or we can work individually. You're also welcome to share a gain, because gains are important. Gains are how we see and mark the progress that we're making. And it is important to see that, because as we see further and further freedom and progress, that draws us further down the path. So we always enjoy celebrating gains. And I guess finally, you could even just ask for a group release if that's desired. So, oh, in the meantime, there is something I wanted to do. Just a second. Kind of forgot. Like I said, you're welcome to raise your hand or unmute if you'd like to. I am now looking for the chat. Which I am not finding. Ah, there it is. There we go. I've just published a link, which is a link to my rate card, and you're welcome to check that out if you want to work one-on-one with me. Otherwise, like I said, here we are. 10. Nice to meet you. Hello. You're welcome to unmute.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Actually, I needed some clarity regarding one of my friendship. So I have a friend. We've been friends for a long time, but I just noticed that I have this question in my mind, like, is it friendship only in good times, or is it a friendship that really supports me, like emotionally, and where I can be vulnerable? But I have noticed some patterns, like sometimes I don't want to talk to her, but she keeps calling. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I have some boundary issues, or and sometimes I notice that even if I'm going through some big problems in my life, she calls me and then she just asks me like very lightly, like, how is it going on? And then I say, like, if I have a, like, for instance, I had a sick family member,
Mm-hmm.
and who was going through a major operation, and then I just told her about it, and then I felt like it was dismissive of her in her part. Like she was like, okay, so how is he doing? I was like, he's doing better now. But then she went on to tell me about her problems, as if my problems are like very small and not. So I was like, I just wanted some clarity regarding this friendship, like emotionally, more freedom.
Okay. Well, let me just say something briefly, and then I have a proposal I'd like to. Well, so I think I'm addressing the group here. All of us who come to do this kind of work, right, with the Sedona method, we're engaged in personal development and personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
And as we progress, as this unfolds, yeah, sometimes people in our lives are appropriate for one level of our life, but not the next. Sometimes
Yes.
we grow out of relationships. Relationships are always meant to be mutual. They serve us and we serve the other person as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what it sounds like to me is that maybe this person isn't quite as ready to listen, to support, as you may need or wish. Does that sound
Yeah.
about right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, well, this is a natural thing, actually, in my experience. People come and people go.
Mm-hmm.
This is my life. So, my proposal is I'm going to lead you, if you agree, through the cleanup procedure. Are you familiar with the cleanup procedure?
I've heard about it
Oh,
a little bit.
let me just say a little bit about the cleanup procedure for the benefit of the group in that case. Why not? So, it's the cleanup procedure is something that Hale made public. It used to be an internal process for the, and again, this is decades ago, and the Sedona method was a different group of people, right? So, but the cleanup procedure was used only by the instructors. And Hale felt that it was so useful that he should offer it to the rest of the releasing community. So that's just the introduction to it. But what it does is it goes through each of the four wants, and we release around wanting approval, control, security, and of course the oneness. So that's the essence of it. And if you're ready,
Mhm. Yes.
I invite you to think of your friend and anybody else listening. I invite you to think of somebody that you'd like to feel more free about. But you can also use this with topics or problems, issues. So when you have that person in your mind's eye, I'm sure you do, then just check and see. Was there any wanting of approval? Did you want her approval?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And did she disapprove?
No, she didn't.
And did you disapprove of her, perhaps?
Think sometimes.
Does did she or does she want your approval? Does it feel like that?
Yes, she does sometimes.
And there's even a sneaky part of this, which is, did you secretly want her disapproval?
No.
Do you think maybe she secretly wanted?
No.
And then the last is it possible that you are disapproving of yourself in this situation and how you're handling it? Do you want your own approval?
Yes.
Good. So just notice all of the stickiness, all of this desire for approval, all of the disapproving. Just notice how it all shows up. Take a breath or two and just allow it to be like that, since it's here anyway. And if you're willing, could you invite it to expand even more? Give it even more space. Invite even more. just as best you can. And check and see. Do you want to control this? Do you want this to go away? Do you want this to be different?
Yes, I want it to be different.
And does it feel personal?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And let's try this. Can you find the person? Can you find the one who feels that way? Can you find that sense of the individual?
Me, I am the one who is feeling.
Mm-hmm. But what if that me is just a thought, just an idea, just a feeling?
Yes.
So just for now, could there be approval? Could there be,
Yes.
yeah. Then we move on to control. Did she try to control you? Did you resist her control?
Yes, she did.
Did you try to control her? Did she resist your control?
I tried to control her.
Mm-hmm. And were you also trying to control yourself in the situation, maybe?
Yes, I was.
Mm-hmm. So notice all of this. Just allow all of this to be here for a moment. Have a breath or two and just notice how it shows up. I'm going to ask you, is it more in the mind or is it more in the body for you?
Body.
Body. So notice where it shows up in the body. Just notice how it shows up. It could be some kind of tension. Very often it's in the core of the body, which is from the chin down to the groin. But it can also be tension in the shoulders, the head, anywhere in the body, any discomfort, just notice.
Like my back, left back.
Right. Okay. So let's take one more step together. Would you be open to the possibility that that doesn't mean anything? It doesn't have a reason, an explanation, a name. That's just a hurt back. Would you be open to that possibility?
It's more like a knot.
Again,
Whenever
what if it's just meaningless, though? Doesn't have to have a reason, yeah?
it could be.
Yeah. And let's just check and see, is that you? Or are you aware of the knot? Or even just sensation?
The knot is there.
And is that you, or are you simply aware?
I'm aware of the knot.
Right. And is that which is aware affected in any way by that? Does it matter?
I think it does. It feels uncomfortable.
Right. Well, that sensation, yes.
Mm.
So then notice also any resistance to that sensation. Notice that you've decided you don't like it, right?
Yes, a lot.
Right. There we go. Let's go back and forth a little bit. Notice the sensation, the knot. And then notice how much you don't want it. And just for now, could you resist it as much as you do?
Yes.
And then move your attention to just the knot, just the sensation. These are two different things. You can see it, you can feel it. There's whatever you've called the sensation, the knot, and then there's the resistance, the pushing away, the not wanting it, the desire for control. So notice that desire for control, and notice the knot. And notice the desire for control. And notice the knot. Which feeling is more intense?
Resist the desire for control. Resistance.
Which is more painful?
The resistance is more painful compared to the knot.
Exactly, yeah. So just for fun, would you like to do the exact opposite and see what happens?
Yes.
Could you welcome that knot? Cherish it, lean into it, as if it's the most wonderful thing that you've ever experienced in your life. Doesn't have to make sense, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just breathe into it and feel into it as if it's the most wonderful thing that you've ever experienced. That kind of enthusiasm, just as best you can. It's there anyway. And even a little bit more. And even more. And let me ask you, how does that feel?
I think the knot was not that painful. It was, I think, me resisting that made it, avoiding it, and
Yeah,
that made it more
exactly.
heavier.
Yeah. So
And
let's
me
just.
focusing on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Now, when you push against it, it pushes back. Yeah. I say this again and again and again, and it's okay. You really have to experience it like you've just experienced it for it really to land. We feel something, don't like the feeling, push it away. That makes it worse. But it's the most natural thing. Everyone does it. And yet it's the thing that makes it feel worse. So let me just check with you. Just for now, could there simply be an allowing all to be as it is? Could you grant that permission to yourself and to your friend?
I can allow it to me, but I think I'm not allowing it to my friend.
Well, that's okay too. Actually, excuse me. There we go. Let's just take that as a yes and move on. I think that's good enough for now. Let's move on
Yeah.
to the desire for safety. So just notice any sense in which you felt attacked. You felt you had to defend yourself. Any sense in which you were threatened.
No, I didn't. I never felt.
Okay, well, is there any part in which you wanted to threaten her, or you did? Or you felt like
No, but
attacking?
not attacking, but
Yeah.
sometimes I could be harsh,
Okay. All right. So what we're looking
straightforward.
for is any sense of threatening, uh, any desire for safety, for
I
security,
think I
survival.
feel pretty safe. I think I feel pretty safe with her. No sense of,
Okay.
no
Okay.
lack of safety.
Okay, so we're good with that part. Nice. And then the last step really is that feeling of oneness versus separation. So, did she want to be one with you?
Many times.
Uh-huh. And did you want to be separate?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And did you want to be one with her?
Yes. Recently.
And did she want to be separate? Or did it seem that way?
She wanted separateness. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, so just notice this dynamic, this wanting of unity, harmony, wholeness, completeness, oneness. And also that desire to push away, to be separate, to be cut off, to be individual.
Sometimes, like, I would want time for myself, but she continuously keep calling. So I would not answer her call at that time because I feel like pressured.
Mm. Mm. Let's focus on what you just said. Could you allow that feeling of pressure? Is that available?
Yes.
Could you just give it permission to be here?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is the maximum. How intensely does it show up?
8.
8. Are you sure there isn't even 9 maybe? Or 8.5? Could you look?
Maybe 8.5.
That's it then, just as best you can. Could you welcome that? Just for now. It doesn't have to be forever, but just for now. Give it permission. Breathe into it.
It feels uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Well, notice it's you who've decided that it's uncomfortable. Could you decide the opposite?
Yes.
See what happens. So just notice all of that pressure, but open to it, and if, as best you can, savor it, enjoy it. And by the way, if it's difficult or if it seems a stretch, there's one more question I can ask you, or at least an observation. You wouldn't feel that if you weren't alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even the most negative, with air quotes negative, because we've given it that judgment, any sensation is simply evidence of life. You wouldn't feel that if you weren't alive. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
So just notice even just this basic aliveness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what's here now?
It's still there, like
Yeah.
a little less.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, another interesting perspective is this. At least it means you care. Would you feel that way if you didn't care?
Yes, I wouldn't.
Yeah. So this is also evidence you care. So in a way, is it possible this is just another manifestation of love? Might be a stretch, but what I'm doing is reframing what you called a negative feeling, this feeling of pressure, right? And you can notice that there's a pressure there because there's a desire for a positive outcome, correct?
Yes.
Right. So there's this desire for something better. Well, might be a little stretch, but is it possible that could also be love in a form?
I don't have that much energy and time to give to her, but at the same time, I'm pressuring myself so that she wouldn't feel bad.
Mm. So there you go, right there. You've just expressed something important. You feel the need to control her feelings. Would you agree?
Mm. Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be blunt.
Why not?
Then maybe our friendship will break.
Yeah. Mm. Well, but if you feel the way that you feel,
Mhm.
and still you allow that to continue, right? Do you think that that's actually a positive, constructive addition to the friendship?
It's not.
Is it possible that actually undermines the friendship?
It undermines.
Yeah. I'm going to say a few things that are a bit beyond Sedona method. It's my own personal experience. Take it with you. Take it for, see if it's useful to you. Okay? But
Mm-hmm. Yes.
um, so have you heard the expression energy vampire? Is that something familiar to you?
Yes, I think I've heard some.
So energy vampires, well, in all of our human interactions, there is an exchange of energy. You may have noticed, right?
Yes.
Some people, they make you feel better.
Mm.
Hildwaskin is one of those kinds of people. He seems to have this
Ah.
enormous presence, and
Mm.
yeah, other people, they just need your energy. They are takers.
Yes.
And once you start to observe this, you can see that there's so many people are playing a game of like, oh, how can I steal your energy? How can I take, there's a very kind of a rough interaction that happens in some parts of life, the world, right? So
Yeah.
some people are intimidating. Some people will play the game of poor me. Do you know that one?
Yes. Victim mindset.
The victim. Oh, I'm so glad that you answered the phone because nobody else will pick it up for me. You're the only person that will listen to me. You can feel that, right? Sucking energy, just like. So there are different ways that people go about this, and a lot of the ways that we do this are unconscious, and it's just a part of how we interact with people. But as you become more aware of these things, the fact that, ooh, you know, ooh.
Uh-huh.
My definition of energy vampire is a little bit, well, it's very specific. Whenever I feel like I have to
Mhm.
be the asshole to get my energy back, there you have it. That's the evidence
Oh,
of an energy vampire, huh?
yes.
Right? And
Mm-hmm.
because I see this, the mechanic of it, I am at your service. Happy to help. You want me to be the asshole? Done. Ha ha! I don't feel that I'm the asshole, but if I'm maneuvered into that position where if I say no, awesome. I volunteer. I will be your asshole if required. I'm sorry, that's
Oh,
just my way
so
of it, but does that make any sense?
yeah, it does. Actually, so what is it in me that I'm not able to be that asshole? Like,
It's hard. It's hard.
mm,
It's hard.
oh,
A lot of us, a lot of us in this spiritual world, if you will, you know, we are living in our hearts. We only want to give positive energy, etc., etc. Huh? And a lot of
mm,
us have weak boundaries.
yes,
It's true.
I would.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to have stronger boundaries.
Excuse me?
I would like to strengthen or make my boundaries stronger.
Well, guess how it works?
I
Life,
don't know.
life will present you with
Mhm.
challenges that will do exactly that. No?
Yes, because I realized she's there in when we are. I'm in a good shape. I'm happy.
Hmm.
Going out. Going some for vacation and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
even in times when I need her to support me, she's still looking for me to give her support, like emotional support and all.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in a good shape, I'm able to give her that. But when I myself am not in a good shape, then she coming on to me feels a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Now it's like an eye opener.
Well, and so these are difficult situations in my experience because we develop a kind of agreement with the
Hmm.
people in our lives, and it's usually unspoken, right? But between you and her, there's an understanding that she can call whenever she wants, but
Hmm.
clearly she doesn't feel the same obligation,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So what does it mean to claim your power back? Well, when I say, by the way, when I say being an asshole, I don't mean intentionally, although actually sometimes it does. It ends up being that way, you know?
Hmm.
If you say no to people, they can be, yeah, they can have reactions. They certainly can. And sometimes you will lose friends, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you know, that happens sometimes. But to me, there needs to be a mutuality. There was one friend, just quick story here, one friend of mine, he passed away a while back. But in the last years of his life, he just became unbearable. He really did. He was a close friend of mine,
Hmm.
but I just had to continually tell him, nope, nope, I'm not going to tolerate that behavior. Nope. And I told him exactly this. If I don't tell you no, I will hate you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Hmm.
If I don't draw a line right here, I'm doing this because I don't want to hate you. But if I allow you to behave like this in my life, oh yes, I will grow to hate you. I will. Sorry.
I'll have resentment.
Of course, of course. You know, I don't choose the way that I feel. how I feel is in reaction to events, right? And to how people act and so forth. But I can definitely defend a boundary. I can definitely say no when I need to say no. So, again, this is not strictly Sedona method. It's a bit different, you know. To me, what really helps in this is an understanding of the chakra system, right? The energy centers of the body.
Mhm.
Because, and try this and see. The solar plexus, do you know where this is? The solar plexus? Would you like me to show you in the body?
Yeah.
So it's, I'll stand up so I can show you in the screen. So here obviously is the breastplate. It's that part where there's a bone right there. I think everybody understands what I'm talking about. Oops. So you can go from your neck all the way down to where's the breastplate. Just below that, the ribs are coming up right here. Just below where the ribs meet, just right there, is the solar plexus. And what that is a bundle of nerves. Each of the chakras, the heart, the solar plexus, exactly all the way down, these are nerve bundles. And I can tell you, when somebody is violating or stepping across a boundary, I can feel it right there in the solar plexus. It feels like I'm being punched in the gut. And I've simply learned to pay attention to that signal
Mhm.
in any kind of social interaction. And if it feels off, if somebody is, for example, somebody's being condescending. Does that, you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or, or,
Like food.
or something about the interaction is off and I feel it in my solar plexus, I act immediately. I don't wait. I trust that signal. But that's only because I've trained myself to do that over years. I had very weak boundaries. And so that was a part of my own development, was becoming much, much stronger and listening
I think
specifically to the solar plexus.
I also have weak boundaries
A lot of us do. But what
because
happens? Go ahead.
I'm quite sensitive, and I
Right.
feel this compulsion, like when somebody is in need.
Right.
So I end up doing a lot.
Well, I think that I can speak to the entire group here. A lot of us are so-called empaths, right? We feel deeply. And a lot of us in the Sedona Method community, it's been my observation, many of us also have weak boundaries. And yeah, how do you learn strong boundaries? By having weak ones. Life will come to you repeatedly with these kinds of issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I'm not sure that you really need to be an asshole with your friend, but maybe a direct conversation could be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It
I hope that's useful. Okay.
was an eye opener.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I didn't expect to be speaking about the solar plexus today, but there we have it. Yes. Good.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this is enough for me. Thank you so much. And if anyone else wants to,
Thank you,
thank
Ken.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Good. Well, so we're now an hour into the call, and so I could end the call here. But if anybody else has something to say or a question, please.
Hi, Stephen. I really enjoyed the release you had at the beginning.
Oh,
That was
good.
very, very helpful. So I had a lot of resistance towards the news and everything. So I was able to release that. So I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Very good. Okay, Betty. Thank you. Yeah. By the way, for me, the news has become a kind of spiritual practice. I can't avoid the news because obviously I had a career in journalism. And so it's kind of part of the body-mind wiring at this point. But I do my best to watch the news as consciously as possible. And in particular, I'm looking for the emotionality of the news. So that's actually all of what we're experiencing that comes up to us is actually in some way beneficial. Let me just finish with this little piece. In other words, although the news is more intense than it's ever been in my lifetime, I welcome that, because how else do you want to build emotional resilience, yes? So anything that comes in our life is either going to be one of two things: a challenge, in which case we simply need to bring awareness, presence, and release, or it's a celebration, a gain that we can share and discuss. So that kind of feels like the end of all that I wanted to say. I'll be quiet for a moment and see if anybody else wants to raise their hand. Oh, that feels like it, maybe. So then I'm going to thank you all for coming. And again, in the chat, you can find a link to my rates if you want to work one-on-one. Welcome that. We can have that conversation. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and I wish you all the best. So that's it then. Let's just go ahead and stop the recording. Bye for now.
Thank you.